Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the Noon News from Montana's news leader.
A very good Monday afternoon, and thanks for starting your week with us. I'm Samantha Harrelson in for Asia Corps. President Trump is set to release his new plans for new gun policies. The moves are in response to the school shooting in Parkland, Florida last month that left 17 people dead. Mola Lengi has the details.
Nearly 1 month after the school shooting in Parkland, Florida, the White House is announcing its plan on new gun measures. The president's plan would provide for rigorous firearms training for some teachers and urges Congress to pass a bill to make the federal background check system more effective.
The flow of information that goes in the background check system from local and state courts is more updated. Real-time information is made available.
Arming teachers and fixing the background check system are both policies supported by the NRA. The president is not asking Congress to raise the age to buy assault weapons to 21, despite his previous support for the idea.
It doesn't make sense that I have to wait till I'm 21 to get a handgun, but I can get this weapon at 18. I don't know.
The president's rhetoric about raising the age to buy assault weapons to 21 has died down since he met with NRA officials at the White House. He took to Twitter this morning, responding to criticisms that he dropped the proposal. He wrote, "On 18 to 21 age limits, watching court cases and rulings before acting. States are making this decision. Things are moving rapidly on this, but not much political support, to put it mildly. Getting an age limit passed through Congress would be very difficult."
I would not support the law. We send our sons and daughters over to Afghanistan, in Iraq. They defend our freedoms. I think if they do that, they ought to be able to have the right to buy a hunting rifle.
Florida passed a bill last week to raise the age to buy rifles to 21. The NRA is now suing the state. Mola Lengi, CBS News, the White House.
President Trump has asked Education Secretary Betsy DeVos to form a commission to study the issue of raising the age to buy assault weapons to 21, along with other gun policy issues. Back at home, today is the last day for candidates to file to run for office in Montana this year, and it's already been a busy morning. In Montana's U.S. Senate race, Libertarian Rick Breckenridge filed this morning, joining the 5 candidates already in the contest. Democratic incumbent John Tester is running for a 3rd term, and 4 Republicans are competing for the GOP nomination to oppose him. A Libertarian is also running in Montana's U.S. House race. Nearly 20 additional candidates filed this morning to run for the state legislature, and more are expected throughout the day. Other top races this year in Montana include 2 seats on the state Supreme Court, which are still unopposed as of this morning. The filing deadline is 5 p.m. tonight. And filing the end to a busy weekend in politics in the state, former Vice President Joe Biden was in Helena Saturday as the keynote speaker at Montana Democrats' annual fundraiser. Biden delivered a lengthy talk on how Democrats can repair the political fabric of America. Biden is seen as a possible challenger to President Trump in 2020. And on the other side of the aisle, former Milwaukee County Sheriff David Clark spoke in Billings on Friday night during the Lincoln Reagan Day dinner. He spoke on a variety of topics, praising those running for public office and touting his support for the Trump administration. In September, he became a senior advisor and spokesperson for America First Action, a super PAC supporting the Trump administration. In other news today, investigators with the Montana Highway Patrol believe a crash on I-90, which trapped an elderly Laurel couple and stopped traffic, might have been caused by a semi that moved into a lane too early. The patrol reported the semi-truck was attempting to pass a PT Cruiser around 9:20 a.m. Saturday near the Zoo Drive exit. The trooper said the semi moved into the driving lane, encroaching on the other driver. The PT Cruiser became stuck under the trailer near the rear tires of the semi. The driver of the cruiser is still in the hospital with severe injuries. And 2 people are behind bars in Lake County following a Saturday afternoon drug bust in Polson. Authorities issued a search warrant on a home on the 500 block of 9th Avenue West. Police say multiple items were seized as evidence, including bags of methamphetamine and marijuana. Robin Handel and Sarah Perazzo have both been charged with criminal possession of dangerous drugs and possession of drug paraphernalia. This incident just one of many recent drug raids in the Polson area. And now we turn things over to Ed in the Weather Center. Things seem almost spring-like. which is a good sign.
It is
so
a
thank
good
you.
sign. Yeah, it's feeling pretty good as we've got temperatures starting to warm up, more sunshine. We're off to a lot of chilly starts across the northern portion of the state. Right now, as we take a look around Missoula, we're starting to see things green up a little bit, still see the snow up into the mountains. Here's a look with some of the snow still on the ground around Butte, but with the bright sunshine, at least it feels a little better for you today. As we take a look over towards Great Falls, again, a shot that shows you some of that snow starting to disappear across the area. The sunshine and a north breeze here this hour, and meantime towards Helena, looking at sunshine and 30 degrees. A lot more sun to talk about, but there will be changes later in the week. We'll tell you about that with the forecast coming up in just a few minutes from now.
Sounds good, Ed. Thank you. Well, cast and crews are traveling through Montana looking for people to be part of the production of an independent film about one of the state's most infamous criminals, Theodore John Kaczynski, better known as the Unabomber. Kaczynski was responsible for the deaths of 3 people and injured more than 20 before he was apprehended on April 3rd of 1996. The FBI found him in his cabin in Lincoln, Montana. Since then, the Unabomber has been the subject of many TV shows and movies, but now the producers are preparing to make a film with the cast and crew of mostly Montanans. The film's producer is a Helena native, and he plans to film scenes on the actual property where Kaczynski lived. He hopes to fill 40 roles with the next casting call this evening in Lincoln.